Go grab you a cup. We're going to talk about something. I bet there's some of you right now that saw the title of this video, and you probably did one of two things. There's some of you that went, boy oh boy, we're going to get an answer now. And then there's others of you that rolled your eyes and said, oh God, not this again. Well, for both of those groups and the other group that was just like, this sounds interesting, I'll tell all of you, buckle up, because this might not go the way any of you are thinking. Which is better for the armed prepared citizen, AR or an AK? That question feels like that it's a debate that has literally been around since Cain killed Abel with that first rock. That's literally what it feels like. You've got people on both camps that are dyed-in-the-wool, die-hard. This one's the absolute best, and here's why, and they can give you a freaking 2-hour lecture on why it's better. And it's on both sides. Both sides can do the exact same thing. So, which one should you have as an armed prepared citizen? I'm going to give you the answer. Which one should you have, an AR or an AK? You ready for the answer? Are you sure you're ready? I don't think you are yet. Hang on a second. I want to finish this cup off before I give you the answer. The answer to which one you should have, an AR or an AK, as an armed prepared citizen, is yes. That's the one you should have. That answer it? Alright. I'll explain. AR, AK, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The better one is going to be the one that you personally are the most effective with and have in your hand at the time you need it. That's which one's better for you to have. Guys, look. The AR and AK camps could literally have a debate that would never end. Like, it could start, and if those people got constant bathroom breaks and food and drink brought to them, they could literally go on until Jesus comes back. That would be the only thing that ended the debate. Nobody's going to convince anybody on the other side that's already got their mind made up. So there's no point in trying. And in my opinion, there's no point in even listening to people that already have their mind made up like that. Because the dirty little secret is, both of these guns are going to do the job. The AR and the AK are the two most prolific firearms probably in the continental United States. In that order. It's probably more ARs than AKs, but those are the two most prolific ones. And with good reason, because they're both extremely effective tools. just because they operate differently, just because they have different mechanical features, doesn't make one inferior to the other. And pretty much 95% of everything you've ever heard in a gun store, heard at a gun show, or read in a magazine article about these two, you can throw out the window. Okay? Just wipe it out of your memory. Because ARs are far more reliable than you've been told. AKs are far more accurate than you've been told. AKs are far more easy to run than you've been told. And ARs are just as easy to run, probably more so than you've been told. People on both camps for years and years, for as long as I can remember, have perpetuated all of these bogus things. And I'll add in one more thing to the Gun Show magazine article thing to throw out of your mind, and that's YouTube torture tests. There are literally people that make buying decisions based off of YouTube videos. Stop it. Stop it. Torture test videos 90% of the time are meant for entertainment value and do not reflect real world usage and attributes. They don't. They're to entertain you. They're to get views for the person doing the video for whatever reason. And that's fine. But don't use that as a basis to make a judgment off of which one you should get. If you've already got your favorite one and you train and practice with it, run with it. That's fine. I would rather have, and spoiler alert, I love both, which is why I have both. I train and practice with both because I want to be effective with both, because I don't want to have to make a decision of which one's in my hands at any given time. It'll be whichever one's closest that I need to pick up, and I won't even have to think about it. I know I can run both because I've worked with both. I'm primarily an AR guy. That's what I have more time on over the years and more experience. But that doesn't mean that I won't grab my AK if that's the one closest to me, if the moment arises that I need it. So, I would rather have a guy with me who is trained, practiced, and experienced on whichever his chosen weapon is, than a guy that got it just because of what somebody else said or some false perpetuated myth or nonsense. AR and AK are both fine weapons. If you are new to this, if you're watching this video and you are just trying to determine which one to get, both of these platforms have pros and cons. Both of these weapons have good attributes. They have different attributes. If you are just starting out, I would urge you to look at both and handle both. Try to find someone who has both, or at least someone that has different people that might have one of each, and try to arrange to go try them. Try them out. Don't listen to what most of them have to say if they're those dyed-in-the-wool people, right? Because they're going to fill you full of a bunch of nonsense. You need to make the decision on your own based off of which one feels right to you. Which one you like operating better. Okay? The safety manipulation, the magazine changes, the ergonomics, everything about them, they're different. But different does not equal inferior. It just means different. Just like people. We're all different. That's it. Just because somebody's different doesn't necessarily make them inferior to someone else that's different. those of you that are experienced and have got your own favorite side, I would highly encourage you to go get some practice time on the other one. Because the day may come when you have to pick one or the other up off the ground and go to work with it, and it would probably be in your best interest, even though it might not be your favorite one, to know at least the basics of how to operate it. I'm just saying, what could it possibly hurt? For those of you that have dyed in the wool, what could it hurt to know how to effectively operate the crappy other one that you don't like? Is that knowledge a bad thing? I wouldn't think so. I don't think so. It's not, in case you were wondering. Don't get caught up in that war of which one's better. There are different arenas that each one might do something better than the other, but that's where you have to start evaluating on your own that particular criteria of you. Which one you like the best, which one works for you. How easy is it for you, depending on where you're at, to get magazines and ammo and that sort of thing to support it? What's your likely environment like that you're going to be utilizing it in? The weather, the terrain, etc. You got to evaluate all those things, and don't let anybody else tell you that you've made a bad choice if you've taken all that into consideration and made the choice for you based on your criteria. Because there's not a wrong answer. Both of these are extraordinarily effective firearms. There's a reason why they've been around as long as they have and are still as popular as they are, and why they continue to grow and go. They're both good. So back to the original point, the answer is to which one's better is yes. The one that you have, the one that you train the most with, practice the most with, and are most proficient with, and have in your hands at the time you need it, is the one that's the best. I know that might have burst somebody's bubble. I'm sorry if I just ruined your entire week or weekend or whatever time it is that you're watching this. But that's kind of where it's at. And as a longtime AR guy, as a current go-to AR guy, I love my AKs. I really do. And in fact, there are some situations that I would actually choose the AK first over my beloved ARs that I've got so much time with, which is why I try to put in a lot of time practicing with my AK too. You never know which one you may come across out in the world and have to utilize. Okay, we've beat this horse enough. It's dead and got flies and everything else, and it's old and it's stupid. So let's just call it a wash on that, guys. Learn both, love both, learn how to get along and work with the guy that's got the opposite one of you. Let's get on the same freaking page, get on the same team, and work towards the same goals. And forget about the irrelevant nonsense. I'm just saying, it's an idea, it's a thought, tossing it out there. Go get trained. Stay safe. Get ready. Get prepared. I'll see you later.